Hi, everybody. Welcome to high school. I wish that I was welcoming you to an actual high school building and an actual high school band room. But alas, I will welcome you to, I guess, my basement here, and well, we'll hang out together. I am super excited to see you and to finally meet you, even though this isn't the format of school that we all prefer. Today, I'm going to try. I'm going to go through some bits and pieces. I'm going to try and get you set up and feeling kind of situated, but I'm going to do it really fast because you've already been in a lot of Zoom meetings today and I don't want you to be bored or pass out. There's a ton of stuff we need to learn how to do together and stuff, and we ain't going to learn it all today. So I'm going to talk pretty darn fast. I'm going to rip through some stuff. I'll let you ask some questions, but just know that I'll send Schoology updates. I'll send text messages. I'll send stuff so that you know what's going on. So if you feel like I went too fast today, don't panic. You can review this video. I'll post it on Schoology, or you can just ask questions or just show up to class on Thursday and we'll get it figured out. Okay. So I like to start every year, hopefully in a slightly different manner than your other teachers have started, which is, I'm gonna pull this off my wall here. I find it necessary to sing a song on the first day. And I always preface it by saying, I'm gonna sing you a stupid song. I had two disclaimers. What are my two disclaimers? One, on your schedule, this says Band 9A. The real name of this band is Allegro Band. You are Allegro Band, so welcome aboard. Band 9A is the stupid registration guide name for this class. And then the second thing is, I'm an experienced time traveler. This song is actually from the future. It's telling a story about this year. I know it's kind of weird that I have that locked and loaded. So, okay, those are my disclaimers. Now, please enjoy a stupid song. There once was this band up in Roseville, Minnesota. They were called Allegro Band. The stupid world had a stupid virus, and it really messed with Allegro Band's plans. They were gonna have a brilliant year where they blew the doors off the concert hall. But instead they had to have a brilliant year where they blew down their little brother's bedroom wall. They had a secret meeting. Oh no, they had secret meetings to decide what to do, how to best spend their time together. There was this great thing called Schoology, but many people said rosband.net is better. Schoology does so many freaking things, it'll probably even do your laundry for you. But rosband.net is mystical and magical, and there's not a thing that it can't do. What to do? What were they going to do? The people loved them both the same. Ditching Schoology would be foolish, but ditching rosband.net would be lame. So they went hand in hand, rosband.net and her best friend Schoology. And if you think you can write a better song than this, I challenge you to rhyme with Schoology. The two websites got it done, and nobody will ever forget the year that Schoology found its lifelong love in rosband.net. That year was super crazy, and everyone got lazy, and they met on Zoom all the time. They listened to band teachers play terrible guitar and write super basic rhymes. Schoology was like their counselor, their doctor, their nurse, and maybe even their plumber too. But rosband.net was like a best friend who's a wizard, and without it, they would have been screwed. They had to make these two things work. They had to utilize the power of both these things. And hot damn, it worked. And Allegro Band ruled. And so year after year we sing sing. We sing, they went hand in hand, RozBand.net and her best friend Schoology. It's like a perfect summer day, hanging out and swimming in the Poology. They were surprised at how awesome that year was, and they left with no regrets. The year that Schoology found its lifelong love. RozBand.net, 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 RozBand.net. Thank you very much.
Unmute yourself and clap, everybody. Yes.
That was a work of art.
Thank you very much. Like I said, I like to start with a stupid song. So thanks for indulging me. All right, other things that you've probably been through on your first day as your teachers showed you a syllabus and said you have to make sure you know this thing and learn this thing and read this thing. I'm going to ask you to read the syllabus. It's in the first week on Schoology, and you'll read it, and there's like a form at the bottom where you click on this to say, yep, I read it, and you have a parent or guardian do the same. I'll ask you to do that tomorrow, but I'm not going to read you the syllabus right now. I think you've had enough of online classes today that you don't need old dude reading you a syllabus. So please do check it out. It's on there, and it's super engaging. Let's see, cruising right through. Oh, so I'm going to ask you some questions a little bit later where I'm going to have you respond in the chat. So I'm assuming you know how to do that. It's pretty super complicated here. And so I'm going to need to remember this is having you remind me to click save on the chat. I need to save the chat in order to have all your responses matter to me. So if we were in the band room, I would often ask you to remind me to do things by someone, please throw a shoe at me. So I remember to do this. So you can't actually throw a shoe at me, or maybe you've got a really good arm. I don't know. I live 30 miles away. But yeah, somebody throw a metaphorical shoe at me and remind me to save the chat before we log off this meeting. Otherwise, I will cry myself to sleep tonight. I want to put this out there. You're young, and we're getting through this COVID thing. We're going to play real band together again someday. I wish I could promise you it would be this year. I don't know. I surely hope that it is. But man, real band is coming back, and it is going to be unbelievable. So, and maybe it's second trimester of your 9th grade year, and maybe it's first trimester of your 10th grade year or whatever. But man, I just like that is what I live for. That is what I've been dreaming of doing since I was 15 years old. So I can't wait to get back to it. So I want to just put that in your mind that this is a little bit weird and not perfect, but man, it's going to be amazing when we all get back together in the band room together. Your teachers have probably done a few different versions of attendance today. I'm just going to I'm going to have you fill out a 3-question Google form right now real quick, if you can find it in the chat. Wait, it's not there yet. It's just mostly your name and then a goofy question. So let me just fire this into the chat real fast. And hopefully you see that there. I would like you to click on that real quick and do that. Yeah, do that. I'll give you, I don't know.
I didn't see it. Did you send it to people in the waiting room instead like I did earlier?
Why in the hell is that a default?
I don't know.
We're going to have to change that. Did I just swear? Send to everyone in the meeting. Boom. Is that better?
Yeah, got it.
Very good. Ooh, I do think that beeping is coming from me. Don't worry, today's the only day I'm using this microphone because it was for singing a song on a guitar. Okay, so you are all responding to a Google form with really important information on it super fast. I am allowing this guy to do this. Ooh, yeah, I wish there was a different way to do that. Oh well. All right, Mr. McKnight, are we good now?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna hop over to my screen and see that I'm getting responses in here. I am. Oh yeah, number 5 from the Umbrella Academy. Love it. I mean, I would go with Klaus myself, but that's good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, sorry. So you keep doing that. Please make sure that's how I'm taking attendance today. So get your face in there real quick. Um, Communication this is covered in the syllabus as well, but obviously communication is always important, but particularly when we don't all get to meet in the same room. So in the week 1 folder on Schoology, there is instructions to sign up for the remind or the group text, I think is what I listed it as. You just text a number to a thing and it bounces back, and then I'm able to text all of you in one fell swoop. It's not sharing your phone number with me. It's not sharing my phone number with you. It just connects us to each other. I can then just quick send a text to everybody, because let's be honest, you'll check a text sooner than you'll check a Schoology. So every once in a while, I'll just fire a message at you that way. So please do the remind thing. You can do it right now while I'm yammering if you want, or just do it tomorrow. I'll have it specifically listed as one of tomorrow's assignments for your asynchronous learning tomorrow. And again, in case anybody didn't understand it, tomorrow's class is not like this. You're just doing all of your classes tomorrow offline, or not offline, but off of Zoom. So I will give you a couple of assignments. You'll work on them whenever you see fit tomorrow, and that'll be tomorrow's work for this class and for all of your classes. Also, Schoology, I mean, so it's for me, it's the group text thing and it's the Schoology thing are the 2 main deals. If Schoology could look like, you notice like, oh, my 3rd hour teacher had Schoology figured out. It's really easy to read, but my silly 5th hour band teacher doesn't know anything. Please just shoot me a message and say, you know what, Miss Angela really has a better Schoology page than you. I would love to know that. I'll learn from my colleagues. So if you see a Schoology setup that you like better than mine, let me know, and I'll learn from it and make it better, because Schoology is going to matter quite a great deal for at least the next couple of months. Some of you are band and orchestra students. You signed up for a band and orchestra switch. And some of you are band and choir students. You signed up to be in both of those classes. We'll work on the sort of the schedule for how it works to switch between the 2. For today, we're assuming you all showed up in band, and it seems like a bunch of you did. I'm guessing a few of the orchestra kids just went to orchestra, which is okay. The band and orchestra is mostly going to alternate one day. So you'll be here with me today if you're an orchestra kid, and then you'll go to orchestra on Thursday with Dr. Jannings. And that's kind of how that will be. The choir switch is a little bit less rigid than that. It doesn't go every other day. So the choir switchers are going to stay here in band for probably the first couple of weeks, and then we will figure out how the choir switching works. So if there's ever any questions, again, send me emails, ask me questions. But orchestra people, you're going to go to the orchestra Zoom meeting on Thursday, and choir people, you're going to keep coming to the band Zoom for the next couple of weeks. Okay, just for fun, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to read you. So I asked you for your attendance. I'm sorry, I'm looking. There's still like 5 of you that haven't done the thing, so hopefully you're figuring that thing out. But just some curious anonymous answers. I'm not going to read your name, but if you could hang out with any fictional character, who would it be? Somebody said Dwight Schrute, which is a fantastic answer. Somebody said Garfield, which I've been a Garfield fan since I was like 7 years old, so I much appreciate that. And Rosa Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a very good answer. My family had a theme day last spring, like my family in my house here, and we each dressed up as a character from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So one of my daughters was Rosa Diaz, which was fun. Ferris Bueller could be an interesting day, like that. Somebody put Darth Vader, maybe, with a question mark, which I think is funny. And of course, there's so many of these characters I'm going to have to learn who they are, because I don't know. A dog named Kate in my favorite book. Black Panther, yeah, for sure, Black Panther. Or just Chadwick Boseman. I guess he's not fictional, but yeah, man, with some things. All right, let's get. Oh, somebody. Wait, here's one more. Can I hang out with a group instead? And if yes, the characters from Criminal Minds. But if not, I choose Penelope Garcia. Like that. All right. Good, good, good. So, oh, this is my periodic reminder for you all to remind me to save the chat at the end of class. So somebody's going to interrupt and throw their shoe at me and remind me to save this chat because I'm about to ask you some questions. I wanted to talk for a little bit. I'm sure this won't be the first time this year that you've heard the word anti-racist. I want you to know right up front that this will be, whether it's this Zoom meeting or the classroom at the high school, this will be an anti-racist classroom this year and for every year from now until the end of time. What that doesn't mean is a constant focus on that as a curriculum, but rather an intentional focus on knowing the culture of people who aren't you, like getting outside of yourself, showing compassion and interrupting racism when it shows. One of the things that me and Mr. McKnight chose to do that would show that Black Lives Matter in our classroom and in music education is we wanted to increase the amount of band music there is out there written by Black composers. If I go shopping on my typical band shopping websites, I can find 97% of the music is written by white males. And that is one of the things that, that makes our curriculum in our school a sort of white-centered thing, and so we wanted to shift that. So we gathered about 50 schools together to create and commissioned some 12 Black American composers to write new band music for us and for the world this fall. So we have 12 brand new pieces that no one in the world has ever seen or played before that we get to look at like right now, hopefully as early as next week. You guys will get to play some of them. Some of your colleagues in the other Roseville area high school bands will get to play some of them, and it's going to be awesome. And we get to meet these composers over Zoom. Me and Mr. McKnight have already met them a few times, and they are awesome human beings. So we are excited that that's going to be a part of our world this year and going forward. Speaking of playing our instruments, let's talk about some instrument stuff and get into some nitty-gritty details here. I would like you to post a one-sentence reply in the chat. If this is true about you, can you go over to the chat and say, I still have my Rams instrument, or I still have my Parkview instrument. And in the chat, it doesn't show me what question I just asked. So you can't just say, I do. Instead, you're going to type, I still have, thanks, Ben, this heckin' chat. I still have my Rams instrument. I still have my Rams tuba. I still have my Parkview saxophone. That would be great. This is one of the, so you're doing that now. I'm assuming it's going to be 15, 20 of you, something like that. Yes, rented instrument. Like if you rented an instrument from Rams, you need to give it back. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. But the Rams instruments have to go back to Rams so they can use them. And then we will give you a Roz instrument in its place. So yes, if you rented or borrowed or anything, an instrument that does not actually belong to your family and it's from Rams or Parkview, or, you know, any other school that you attended, please let me know in the chat right now. Then I think, well, this is going to be some of the same people, but not necessarily the same people. Now, please type a full sentence in the chat. I need a Roz instrument. I need a Roz trumpet. I need a Roz flute. That's going to be most of you who just typed what you just typed, but also I have a few people here who didn't go to Rams, didn't go to Parkview, and still need to rent an instrument from the high school. So any of you that need, and there's a way to do a private message if you don't want it to be public knowledge. So feel free to do private messages or public messages in the chat. Yeah, I see people saying, I need a Roz French horn, I need a Roz flute, I need a Roz whatever. We have all instruments available for rent. And so, yeah, please let me know if you still need an instrument. Me and Mr. McKnight are going to work on starting to organize that equipment tomorrow. So we want to make sure we know who needs what. So
I
throw
see a
that in
couple
the
of
chat.
people wrote in the chat. Sorry to interrupt. I see a couple of people wrote in the chat. I still have mine, or I still have my instrument. If you can tell us specifically what instrument you have, or what it's specifically what you need to play, or what you need, excuse me, that helps us because we don't know all of you, and we don't know instantly what instrument you play yet.
Yep, that
So
would
if
be
you
helpful.
typed, if you weren't specific, maybe just type it again.
Yeah, and again, this is just we're just talking about instruments that belong to other schools. I just want to know if you have an instrument that belongs to someone else. And then also, I need a Roz baritone. I see, Dylan, you said baritone and trombone. If you play both of them, one of them's for jazz or whatever, then say I need a trombone and a baritone or whatever. Oh yeah, and percussionists, I see a couple percussionists asking, I don't know, do I need percussion instruments from the high school? And percussionists, we're gonna put you on hold for right now. You do need instruments at home, percussionists, but we'll talk later about what instruments you have and what instruments you need. So percussionists, this is currently more about wind players. Thanks for asking. And since I've mentioned the word rent several times, there are some of you who need a school instrument, but the idea of paying a rent fee for it is very scary or impossible. Please don't let that be a huge problem. If you need a school instrument from us and you say, hey, I see the rent is supposed to be $70, but I can't pay that, please just tell me that. I won't publicize that information and I won't judge you for it. I will get you an instrument and we will figure out the money thing. So please don't let money be an issue. We want you to play. So don't be scared by the word rent. Cool. Just making sure I covered all my points. Speaking of, so dropping off instruments and picking them up, we're going to do that. Next Wednesday is going to be the day for that. Not tomorrow, a week from Wednesday on the 16th. We're going to do instrument. You'll bring your Parkview or Rams instrument to the high school, and we will hand you your Roz instrument so you can do it all in one stop. And then we will deliver the instruments off to Roz and Rams and Parkview. So it'll be all one stop and it'll all be next Wednesday. So please let parents, guardians know, whoever drives you around, that we're going to need to get to the high school next Wednesday to do an instrument exchange. Those of you that are Rams and Parkview people that still have stuff.
So next Wednesday means tomorrow, right?
No, silly Mr. McKnight. Thank you for clarifying. And I have some people asking what time. I will be sending out communication about the timing of everything soon, very soon. It'll mostly be during the sort of work day, which I know can be tricky for some people. So I'll send out the communication, and if that doesn't work for your family, you will let me know and we will work something out. But it's mostly going to be sort of during the school day, if at all possible. And if you are returning a Rams or Parkview instrument, don't play it for the next week. Just let it sit there. They kind of have to, but the repair shop has to let it sit and make sure it doesn't have COVID before they work on it. So if you can just let it sit right now, then they can get to work on it right away. So don't play your instrument for the next week, which feels wrong as a band teacher to tell you to not play your instrument for the next week. But if you have a Rams or Parkview instrument, just let it sit, please. All right. This would be the time I think I actually have to remember to save the chat. And you'll try to remind me to do that at the end of class as well in case other people have added things. You know what I think, Mr. McKnight?
What's up?
I think I could skip the note card thing entirely.
Probably.
I mean, it's fun and all.
Yeah.
But I think I think we could.
It's not necessary for today.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Tomorrow I will, and again, you don't have to remember all this. I'll send out communications about it, but tomorrow you will have your designated class time for tomorrow is to do some assignments. So you won't get to see our shining faces or hear the dulcet tones of our voices, but you will be doing a couple things. The biggest thing that you're doing tomorrow is there's a pretty lengthy survey that we want you to do, but it's really easy assignment because it's all just the truth. It's not, you're not doing research or anything. We need to know about you because we want to make this year awesome for you. And this survey kind of covers all of the things that we can or need to know and want to know in order to make this work well for you. So that's the biggest thing tomorrow. It's a big old survey. It's not on Schoology yet. It'll go up there tomorrow, and you'll check that out and fill it out. And that's going to be your main thing for class tomorrow, is to do that. And then a couple of these other additional little tidbitty things that I've talked about, like signing the syllabus and stuff like that. Again, I'll communicate on that tomorrow. But that survey, taking that survey seriously tomorrow, will help me and Mr. McKnight do a better job working with you, getting to know you, and making this a good class. Let's see, did I save the chat? Did I save the chat? Okay, I'm saving the chat one more time. I wanted to let you ask a question or two right now if you want to. I'd like to get on to our final thing here in the next few minutes, but if you have pressing questions that have to get asked, then click on your thing, click on the raise your hand button, and then I can call on you if I can see your hand raised in here. With a class of this size, it's hard if people try to just start talking. It's too easy to overlap with folks. So hopefully you know how to do the raise your hand thing in Zoom, and I could call on you and fire a question. If you'd rather fire it into the chat, you could do that, and then I could answer. I would guess if you have a question, then a large portion of the class also has that same question, so don't be shy. Okay, so Evan, you have to unmute yourself and then fire away. What's your question, Evan?
Are you requiring us not to practice?
I'm not going to go on record saying yes to that question. But yeah, I do. Like if you are returning a Rams instrument or a Parkview instrument in the next week, then yes, I'm asking you to not practice for the next 8 days.
Oh.
That was a politician's way of somewhat sidestepping that question. Controversial topics here on the first day.
That's right.
Anything else from anyone? All right. Well, like I said, you can always fire them in the chat. You can. I'll send you a group text once you're all signed up for the group texting thing. And when you respond to the text that you get from me, it only goes to me. So if you want to just have a text conversation with me, that works too. So always just ask me questions whenever you think of them. Here's one more for today. Dylan, you're up.
So I had a question when we're going to end, because some of us have sports after, and the schedule says we're supposed to end at 3, and that's when actual sports start.
I'm gonna hope to have you done at 2:50. How about that?
Okay, that's fine.
And I'll say this, if you've got, I don't know, I might talk to my coaches and say we can't start sports at 3 because class literally goes until 3. That could be something to approach your coaches about. That's pretty weird. What we're going to do right now is a little bit lightweight, and so if you need to leave early in the middle of it, I think that's okay. Hopefully in the future you're not having to choose between going to class and going to practice.
No, I think it's just today or something.
All right. Very good. Yeah, so if you got to duck out early, not a huge tragedy. You'll just miss out on the most fun activity that anyone ever had on the first day of school. It's no big deal.
Not wrong.
All right. So then without further ado, I'm going to hand things over to Mr. McKnight. I don't know if he actually got a formal introduction. We have 2 band teachers at Roz. Look, here's the other one.
Hi, everybody. Some of you probably have seen my face because I was hanging around Rams a little bit last year. But if you didn't see me, if you had like band in the afternoon, or you didn't go to Rams, I'm Mr. McKnight. I'm the other band teacher. I teach our 2 10th and 11th grade bands. as well as all the jazz bands. So I'm super pumped to be here. I'll probably be here. I may not be here for
And
every
tuba
single
players.
class you have, but I'll be here for most of them. And then I also will be your lesson teacher this year. Hooray! Some of you who had lessons with me last year, I know, are super pumped to have lessons with me because that was the most fun part of your year last year. However, those of you that were lesson students of mine will probably do a little bit better on this little thing that we have because you know me a little bit. So without further delay, it's everyone's favorite. It's called Kahoot. So
Yay!
get out a device.
Yeah, so this would be, I sent you a message that said it'd be good if you had 2 devices. This the Kahoot is pretty hard to play with just one device here. Oh, you got the super loud music again, Mr. McKnight. Yeah, so hopefully you've got 2 devices. If you don't, then you can still play along at home because you'll still see a couple interesting things. So come hang out with us.
Also worth mentioning that you probably won't know the answers to any of these questions. So it's your job to guess as best you can.
Good point, good point. Just following the instructions on the screen. Go to that website. Assuming you've all played a Kahoot before, but you know, I'm the old guy, so I feel obliged to walk you through it.
Hearing this music makes me feel like I'm home, you know? I'm in a comfortable place.
I see Thing 1 and Dr. Seuss are here.
All right, how we doing, people?
Again, if you don't have a device where you can do both things at the same time here, that's cool. You can watch along, learn a couple interesting facts about your band teachers. Or if whatever, you're having technical difficulties, again, not a huge deal. This is not a graded assignment. I'll give you like 15 more seconds to get signed in.
Are you ready to rock?
I think we're going. Let's do it.
All right, here we go, everybody.
Oh, I'm so excited. 10-second timers.
Yay, Mr. Dell, Minnesota. I was born in the great state of Illinois, is where I was born.
Nice. All right, Miranda's
Nice.
off
Good
to a
job,
good lead.
Miranda.
Go green, go green. Sure, it's green. Oh, some people went green.
Nice.
All right. Nice. Trombone it is. Ooh. Super curious to know how this one turned out. There it goes.
Let's see, interesting. Yes. Not applicable. If you can see, does anybody know? Can you all see a number in that circle? I cannot because I am colorblind. I've been told it's like a 2 or maybe an 8 or something, but I don't know for sure. I can't really have a favorite color because I can't see them very well.
Trick question. Way to go.
Ooh.
Oh, my mic is quiet. I don't know why it does that randomly. Sorry. Here, let me show you my hair color. Yeah, somebody called you old.
I want to know who that one person is. I will see you after class. All right.
Skydiving. An actual photo.
Don't let that fool you. It's a trick question. Yes, indeed.
Nice.
That's me when I was like 23 years old, I think. It's the most terrifying thing I've ever done, if you couldn't tell by my face. But I decided to do it again. That was the first time. I don't know why.
That's awesome. Aw, look at the doggers. There's literally one of them barking outside right now.
Ooh, I knew it. I knew I'd fool some people.
You tricked them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fun
Yes,
fact,
Quinn and
Lucy and Ethel were the names of my 2 dogs growing up.
nice. Yes, Quinn and Bert. That's not the last time you're going to see Quinn and Bert this year.
And you get 1,000 bonus points if you can tell me what Lucy and Ethel is a reference to.
Honeymooners.
Close.
That cover art, by the way. Oh, there we go. Yeah, people are on the right track. I Love Lucy. There you go. Is that right? That cover art, by the way, is by a former Roz student. I asked her to paint that, commissioned her to paint that for that piece of music, and she painted that. So kind of fun.
Awesome.
Miranda lost her lead. Vikings fan. Curious to see how this goes.
Nice.
All
I suppose
right.
the fact that I gave away I wasn't born in Minnesota, I was born in Illinois might have swayed some people. I am a Chicago Bears fan, by the way, which is a very hard thing to be. Can't change it.
Nice. Skull Vikings, by the way.
Whatever.
Oh, this is a tricky one. This is the hardest question of the whole quiz. Or wait, maybe it's the easiest. Sorry, Mr. McKnight. It's the easiest.
Yes, yes. You are correct. It is at Rosbands on Instagram. If you don't follow at Rosbands on Instagram, go follow at Rosbands on Instagram. Do it right now.
Sorry, I misclicked.
Nice. I like that some of you put the students.
I was at one
Those are wrong.
person.
There are 4. This picture, by the way, is from when we got to play on stage like last year. Remember that, when band used to be actually on stage? It's one of my favorite things ever, in the middle of a performance.
That's in the middle of a piece of music. We were all shouting. We had good times.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I have an update in a second.
Oh, nice. I feel like this one's easy. Gosh, he looks really old. I'll pick the highest number. No!
Oh, it's people trying to be nice to you.
That's so
nice.
kind of you people. This is literally my 20th year.
Gabriella, Sophia, Sean, Lily, you're following at Rosbands on Instagram. I love it.
Way to go.
You're getting notifications. Do it.
Mr. McKnight.
I had a different haircut.
A non-self haircut. Yeah.
Hey, all right, y'all guessed it.
Nice. Because you're 12, so you could only have taught for 2 years.
Come on, Rams, folks. Not shy about saying this. I didn't figure out to get it wrong. There it is. All right, Miranda, fortifying her lead. Oh, Johnny Boy, 28. Good for you, following Rosbands on Instagram.
Look at that beautiful baby.
his name's Elliot. He's 5 months old, or he will be 5 months old like next week, which is super, super cool. Evan Peterson. Yeah, rosband.net, or excuse me, rosbands on Instagram.
Tricky one. Tricky.
1,000 bonus points if anybody's ever seen this show that's like 25 years old.
Right?
Booyah!
Nice. Vegas.
Yeah. My cool story about that is the person who is now my wife, we went there together. We've been dating for like 2 months. And we went to one of those like Vegas chapels and we got fake married. And we sent it pictures to all our family members as an April Fool's joke. It was like, yeah, we just got married. It was awesome. My mother almost had a heart attack, but it's fine.
I would imagine. Hey, I killed my mom. At least it was funny. Ish. That sounds like a made-up name. That's not a real band.
Yes.
It's true. I have. Oh my gosh, there's 2 people in here who have seen The West Wing, Mr. McKnight.
Nice.
Yes, Fish is good stuff. We'll talk about that as the year goes on. It's my weird band thing. Also, there was a hint earlier in the meeting about this as well.
Heyo.
There you go.
Cubs forever.
Just to be clear, I'm also a big Twins fan. I'm just not quite the biggest baseball nut that Mr. McKnight is. Actual picture.
Yeah, not by much though.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I look tall when I'm sitting down on camera.
I'm gonna bet there's a sizable number of people in here who don't know or have never held a hacky sack.
Yeah, or like, what's a hacky sack? Oh my gosh. All right, good. Well, you
It's the
got
name
that
of a
right.
toy. It kind of sounds like inappropriate, doesn't it? Hacky sack? I don't know.
Absolutely, it does. Also, I have a picture that's just like that of me doing that in the band room. New York. Boom,
Heyo.
Trick question. We've both been there with bands. I've been there with Roseville bands. Mr. McKnight has been there with his previous band. Vitiligo. Ooh, it's kind of an even fight there. Yes, Michael Jackson was in that picture. It's the disease that Michael Jackson had where your skin loses pigment. I have that as well, but with the person as pale as me, it's not quite as obvious. Although it shows up in my hair color. Gotta get me those shorts.
Yes, indeed.
That was an actual
That's
picture
me.
of McKnight.
It's got to be 2004, 2003 maybe.
Nice.
Junior in high school, wearing my Xavier cross country t-shirt, which is awesome, playing bass, rocking out with my band, which was called 6 a.m. I don't know why we called it that. That's a dumb name for a band, but we had fun.
Anton, I'm on the same page as you, man. This is a total bop. Can't help.
Yeah. Ooh.
Look
No,
at
it's me.
that.
I will name. I won't do all of them. I will just name the Stan countries: Pakistan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan.
Dang.
Boom. There you go.
What's it called when you're obsessed with maps? What are you?
A cartophile.
He's a cartophile.
All right, we're almost there, people.
All right. Yes, I know about celiac disease. I have a daughter who has celiac disease. That is a gluten intolerance. So I feel for you if I have gluten-free kids out there in the crowd. I know sometimes you get mocked for being gluten-free, or people think it's just a choice thing. But if you have a gluten allergy or if you have celiac disease, let's be friends. I can get you some good cookies.
I don't know much about celiac disease. What I do know, though, is when you do a Google image search to put an image in the Kahoot for celiac disease, the pictures are real weird, real strange. Lots
some of them
pictures
pretty
of,
gross.
like gastrointestinal, like
Absolutely.
drawings, and it's gross.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Last one. Here we go.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's right. I played my college orchestra, went to Europe in 1998. Oh yeah, I'm way older than you. And yeah, got to play StarArs. Look at that. All right. Monica in third. All right. Who's the big winner? Oh, Miranda was on top most of the game.
Runners is up. All right. Cool. Thanks for playing. Yes. So Miranda, you win our undying love and admiration for the rest of your life.
Yep. That's the big prize.
Yep.
I promise to smile at you. That's our deal. Nice. Well, my good friends, or my future good friends, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad that you hung out with us and got to hang through the goofiness that was our cute little Kahoot there at the end. Like I said, if you have questions, please fire them at me through Schoology or through the group text and or email, of course, as well, and I will get them answered right up. And otherwise, I'll send you some stuff to work on tomorrow, including that survey. And everybody else then will see you live again on Thursday. I hope you had a good first day of school. I'm excited that you're starting your journey with
Save
us.
the chat.
Thank you.
Save
I'm
the chat.
literally clicking save right now.
It's going to be the newest Save the Whales thing, but it's going to be Save the Chat.
Yeah, to heck with this t-shirt. I need one that says Save the Chat. Somebody get me a Save the Chat t-shirt. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Get some rest. Turn off your iPad and stick it under your bed for a while.
Go outside.
Yes.